So what did you do the research before you agreed or after?
After, that's the faith. That's where the faith kicks in. I was like, let me just say yes, and Jesus is going to work the rest out. That's exactly what happened.
So what were your expectations initially when you thought when everybody said they were going to come?
I just really thought we were just going to come, kumbaya, with, the interviews, but the house, the chef, all of that, I was not expecting. Like, that you just blew my mind with.
You're a mom.
I know, but still, like, in the spa, like, we got a massage. Like, all of that, I was not expecting that. So thank you. Yeah. I truly appreciate that.
Thank my mom.
Yes.
I'm saying, I mean, when I looked at the 10 of you, I was like, how would I want my mom to be treated? When they committed to coming and paying their own hotel, paying their own food, paying everything, they just wanted to tell their story. You just wanted to tell your stories. Mm-hmm. And they were going to fly in from all over the country to tell their stories.
Yes.
And I was like, if they'll do that, then if they're committed, then I gotta be committed.
And also, they know me, but they don't know me. So as I sit, I think like they trusted me enough to take the leap of faith to get on a flight, to drive an hour to get here. Like that alone says a lot to me. Like they know me from social media, like we talk in the groups, but they've never met me in the flesh because we all live in different areas.
Got you.
So for them to come here, that says a lot.
Again, in my mind, I said, first thing I thought, I'm gonna rent this giant mansion.
Yes, you did.
Where all 10 moms could stay. And I'm gonna hire a chef, I'm gonna hire the McThus, I'm gonna hire the facial lady, I'm gonna hire a life coach. I'm going to get as many people as humanly possible to wrap around y'all. So it's not just, oh, you flew across country, you stayed in the Holiday Inn, you ran down to the studio, and you went back and you flew home.
Right.
I wanted them to go home and know that people care.
Yes, Andre cares. Not everybody cares, but Andre cares.
I mean, it's real for me.
But
It's real for me.
Because you know what it's like from a mother's perspective because you were in prison. So the nights that your mom paced back and forth, like, I can't explain the nights that I paced back and forth wondering about my son. So I can only imagine what your mama went through. Oh, and then I only got one. How many of y'all went to jail?
2. 2 in and 1 dabbling.
See what I'm saying? That's a lot.
2 babies, the 2 youngest.
That's a lot. And then your mom still went out to fight and didn't sit down.
Nah, she gave us the business.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, even when y'all was in prison, she still was out there in the streets.
Yeah, she was out there. She was trying to find anything and everything she could to help us.
Yeah.
And then the problem was, I wanted to be a gang member. I wanted to be violent. And I got kicked out of my home state. So they shipped me to Pennsylvania. They called her one day, said, your kid's in jail. Here we go. Oh, your kid just got a ton of time. Here we go. Then it was, your kid just got kicked, he got put in solitary. Here we go. Oh, they shipped him from Massachusetts to Pennsylvania. I get to Pennsylvania, she's planning to come see me in Pennsylvania. Before she can get on the plane, they shipped me to Oklahoma. Before she can come to Oklahoma, they shot me to Tennessee. As soon as I got to Tennessee, she was on the next flight. She flew to Tennessee, she raced up to the prison, she came to see me. She just wanted to, like, check me out. As I keep hearing. She came and saw me in person to make sure I was okay, then she went back home. Then I just bounced around until I finally made it back to Massachusetts. I ended up in solitary confinement with 2 more cases. And she came to see me in solitary. She said, how did you get in jail, in jail? I was like, Mom, I'm working hard. This is not easy. It's work to be in jail. People think we just sit around and watch TV. It's a lot of mental trauma and mental stress to live this life. And you're projecting, I want to be a tough guy. I need to be a gang member. I need to be this. I need to be that. I got this name. I got to live up to this name. And every day I'm like pushing this false narrative.
Right.
And she came and said, that's not you. Why are you pretending to be somebody that you're not?
Right.
Because I wasn't a tough kid. I'm going to tell you, I was not a tough guy. I wasn't no banger, go hard in the street. I was like a little quiet dude who hustled.
You wasn't Denzel in Training Day?
I was not Denzel in Training Day. talking about, this is my project. I run this.
Oh, okay.
I'll have you all in. No, I wasn't that.
Okay.
I was none of that. I was just a little quiet kid who just got on the wrong track. I didn't have no big name, didn't know big. I was just a little kid that nobody knew of. I'd go over there, do my little hustle, and that's it. Until it was all cool till it wasn't. Then you run out of probations, you run out of suspended sentences, you run out of continuing findings, and they send you.
Right.
And then, boom. And she stuck with me. Stuck with me all the way through.
I'm sticking with mine to the end.
Why?
Why? He's my only one.
That doesn't mean nothing. Why?
What can I say about Damiani? For one, I knew there was something different about him from birth. I carried him, and we always had when he was in my womb, we had this little thing that we used to do. And that's how I knew he was different. We would play the knock-knock game.
You played the knock-knock game.
Yes. So I would knock on my stomach, and he would tap back. And whatever knocks I did, if I did 3 knocks, he would tap back 3 times. And so everybody else would like tap my stomach. He didn't do it for them. He did it for me. So I already knew from that point that this boy was going to be different. And I almost lost him when he was 2. Didn't lose him. Almost lost him again 2 years ago when the doctor said he ain't going to make it. But he's still here.
So before he showed up, you were in high school. I'm trying to picture you in high school. How did that go? Were you this cool in high school?
First of all, I was a little bit extra in high school, so so high school I forgot we can't cuss. So I was good. You know, back in the day.
You went from extra to good.
Yeah, I was good some days, but you know how it was back in the day, like they really didn't care for the light-skinned girls, so I had to go through all that situation back in school. So I had to fight.
What city were you in?
I was in Illinois.
So Illinois didn't like light-skinned girls?
Okay, so I went from Illinois to Omaha. And Omaha I know, my mom.
Well, I don't know what happened.
My parents, you know how that go. Then I went to an all-white school. So I'm coming from a diversity school with every race, and then I get to Planet in Omaha as a freshman. A freshman.
You could have went to New Orleans and they could call you Redbone.
No.
You could have went right to New Orleans.
I had to fight.
If you'd have went to New Orleans, you'd have fit right in.
No.
You could have been Creole.
Yeah, but that's not where Barbara had me at. She had me in Omaha, Nebraska.
She took you to Omaha, Nebraska.
Yes.
I am so sorry.
Yes, you have no idea. That's a lot of therapy sessions. Jesus.
So you're in Omaha, and it's all white school, and it's country town.
Country, and only 4 black people are in the school. Now, remind you, I'm coming from every race, like Hispanics, all that. Then I get to, I'm 15, 16, and I'm...
Boom.
Yes.
So now you on battle mode.
Yeah. Straight battle.
Did you get past that? Did you ever get a boyfriend in high school?
They was all...
I understand. I don't know.
You know...
You might be open-minded.
I mean, I crossed over a few times.
So you had a boyfriend in high school?
Ain't nothing like crossing over, and then I came back.
You only date was there.
I was fighting. I think I fought a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you graduate?
I graduated. I put my mama through hell. But it was just all trauma because I was just like, you uprooted me from a place.
That you like?
Yeah, and then to an unknown.
Is there any particular reason she moved?
Her job. I had no other choice. She got transferred. It was either that or she wasn't going to be employed. So she took...
We're going to eat.
We're going to eat. So yeah. So
eat or we're going to be homeless.
Yeah, so it was just me and her. My dad stayed back to keep the house.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So now you graduated high school. Mm-hmm. You walked the stage?
Yeah.
I didn't walk the stage, so I got to ask.
I walked the stage. In my white dress, I will never forget. Ooh, yes.
Special.
Special.
Whoa.
Yes, it was, my father said Marilyn Monroe. And he said that was too much, but we got to argue, but that's okay.
Too much for Omaha?
Probably too much.
But you did it?
I did it anyway. I was a rebel.
You would have never guessed.
I always I was always on the edge of life.
So, walk the stage, you graduate, now what?
I'm a freshman. I just enrolled in college in Chicago.
You went back to Chicago?
I went back to Chicago because Omaha was not for me. So I went back to Chicago. And got pregnant. The
Hold
Lord,
on, hold on.
I was married.
You go back to Chicago. Where'd you go to school?
I went to Kennedy King College.
Kennedy King College.
Yes.
And then you saw this guy.
Yes.
And was he special too?
And then I started coloring. We started coloring together.
So what was about him that had it to be him?
You want me to lie or tell the truth? I thought he was going to be the next Jay-Z. I really did. Like, I really thought he was
thought
going to
you
be
was
the
jumping-
next Jay-Z. So I was like, I'm going to ride this train. Like, yes. And obviously, he was not the next Jay-Z.
Beyonce got that guy.
Yes, because I'm still getting my checks right now. So, no. Yeah, Beyonce got that, no.
So you thought he was like...
A rapper.
He was a rapper.
Yeah, so he was, back in the day, that's when Twister was hot really back in the day, and that's when Common was just coming out. So,
he was nice.
Yeah, so we was going to...
He was going places.
Yes.
You going to the shows.
And he's on stage with Common, Twister, and them. So I'm like, oh, yes.
This is going down.
I'm about to get out of Illinois and be in Hollywood with this man.
So then, boom, you get pregnant in the transition of him reaching stardom.
Yeah, I didn't make it.
You got pregnant.
Yeah.
And what happened to his career?
It wasn't his time.
Did he just like fall off or?
Life kicked in. Bills. Reality.
And he stopped rapping, he started working?
I mean, he still kept rapping, but it wasn't like...
It didn't hit.
It didn't hit.
He didn't. 2 out of 3 landed. Twister hit it, Common hit it. He's a guy that didn't make it.
You know, yes. He didn't make it. He did not make it, yes.
But he made a pretty baby.
Yes.
He had a pretty wife. Did y'all get married?
Hold on, wait. We didn't get married. No marriage.
Huh? Good Oklahoma girl such as you are?
No.
You didn't want to get married or he didn't want to get married?
I was really young when I got pregnant. So I wasn't thinking about, I mean, I thought I did, but then I was just like, I don't know.
So
Because I didn't like my living situation.
Where were you living?
We was living in the projects, and I'm like, I'm not trying to get married to somebody we living in the projects.
You moved out of Omaha.
Yeah.
You came back to go to college. Then why are you living in the projects, not on campus?
Because I had a baby, so I stopped going to school.
You left that part out.
Yes, yeah. So I dropped out of school.
You dropped out of school. So
Yep.
what did your mother say when you told her, Mom, I'm pregnant and I'm about to drop out of school?
They were mad. My dad didn't talk to me for like 4 months.
How'd that feel?
It was rough. My dad and I, like, when I moved to Omaha, our relationship changed because I really needed my dad. And so the dynamic of our relationship just drastically changed. So when he found out I was pregnant, he just looked at me and walked away.
Were you the only child?
No, I have a sister. Yeah. So, and my mom was just disappointed. She was mad who I got pregnant by.
She wasn't feeling the next Jay-Z.
She,
You had the hype and the dream, but Mom wasn't going for
Mom
it.
did not like, she didn't like the family, so.
So y'all moved out of college and moved into the projects in Chicago.
In the suburbs of Chicago, yeah.
In the housing.
Yeah.
Mom wasn't excited about that.
No,
That wasn't a plan.
that wasn't a plan.
You were like, I got a plan though.
Not that plan, no.
But you had a plan, or you thought it was just gonna turn?
I really did. So I stuck around for a year or two. Then I felt like it wasn't going to shift, so I was like, okay, it's time for me to go.
So where did you go?
I went back to where my dad was at. I moved in with my father.
Dad took you in?
Yes, I'm daddy's
See?
little girl. No matter what, my daddy going to take me in.
All right.
Bubba going to take me in.
Bubba gonna say, come on home.
Bubba taking me in.
So you came in with the baby and just gave you your room and said, go ahead.
But you know what, with my dad, he has all these girls and the boy. Damiani's like the golden child. So when I have a boy, him and my dad bonded like.
So it's you, Mom, you and your sister.
Yeah.
He's stuck in the house with all girls.
Yes.
Grandboys show up. He's like, y'all
Yeah.
can move. Give
But
him
he
to
had
me.
already had two granddaughters. So my son and then and then the boy came in.
Everybody girls.
Yes.
Till your boy show up.
Yes.
He's like, all y'all move. Give me him.
Yes. Yes. Because
Yeah.
my dad wanted a son.
Yeah.
So their relationship was like father and son.
Gotcha.
So yeah. That's the only reason why he took me in. 'Cause I think if he had another girl, I'd have been out.
He'd be like, you make it.
Yeah.
Gotta take
You'll
care
figure
of
it out.
You'll figure it out. So you're home with Dad. Got your boy.
Mm-hmm.
Life is good. You going back to school?
Life is good. It's still a struggle. I'm a single mom.
You're with Dad.
Dad.
Bubba got you.
Bubba don't. Bubba will teach you. He'll hold you. Like he'll let you stay with him for a little bit. Then after that, he gave me like a year to get it together.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Did you get it together?
No, because I started going out.
Going out where?
To the parties, you know, all that stuff back in the day.
I don't know. I was locked up. I don't know. I wasn't your co-defendant, none of that. I wasn't your ride.
No, so
you got the baby, you got a babysitter, and you going out to be cool.
My dad was a babysitter.
And you going out to be cool.
I'm going out to, you know, maybe find a husband at the time.
Well, okay, where do you look for a husband on a Friday night?
You got the club, you got E2 back in the day in Chicago. You had some nice,
You
know.
went to E2 looking for a husband. How does that sound now?
You remember? Okay, so yes, yeah. That sounds crazy now when you think about it, but yeah.
Be glad you didn't find a husband at E2.
So you know about E2.
I don't know nothing.
Okay.
I don't know nothing.
Okay, yes. And then?
The year went by, and then what happened?
What happened with?
Your year went by.
I mean, eventually, you know, I had to grow up at some time, so I got it together.
Okay.
And I moved out of my dad's house.
And your boy played sports.
Yeah, so he...
Spelling bees, what?
So, yeah, he was football, basketball, track. Like, he did all of that.
So you in the stands cheering?
Yeah, I was the crazy mama, though.
I met a few.
I would say stuff like this, though. If you don't get this play right, you're not eating tonight. And everybody would look at me crazy in the stand. And they'd be like, that's Damiani mom. Don't pay her no attention.
You threatened to starve your kid if he messed the play up?
Yes.
Why?
Because we was trying to go to the championship.
Okay. And you can't have, better not miss a free throw, boy. You ain't going to eat. That's how you were getting it out? You just let them know that you were serious about this thing.
Yes.
Be all in or don't be in at all.
Yes, be all in. Like, yes. That's how I raised him, be all in. It's either you in or you out. And you got to be in.
Okay, so he made it to high school?
He made it to high school, had a tutor. He was basketball, football, tutor, track. Like, he was involved with every type, even in acting, drama class. Like, he was an active kid.
And then what happened?
17 is when it shifted.
What did it shift to? Tell me you met a crazy girl.
No, I think so the track team he was on, he made it to, so as a freshman, he made it to varsity track team. But the guys that were on the track team were older than him, right? Mm-hmm. So they came up from a different lifestyle. So they exposed him. Early to the game. Because their mom was not really taking care of them. So they had to find a hustle to feed themselves. But my son, he ate every day, so he was good.
Except when he missed a play.
Until he missed, yes. Yes, when he missed that play, he wasn't eating. But he was taken care of.
Right, he wasn't struggling.
Right. And so the boys put him on.
Game.
Yes.
Then he got caught up.
Then he just shifted, and then after that, he was just somebody else. Like,
he transformed on you.
Not the sweet kid, stop saying I love you, stop texting me, wouldn't tell me where he was going. And it just like, literally when I tell you it shifted, like within that night, different person.
Then he got arrested?
No. He was just fighting in school, got expelled from 2 different high schools. I had to beg one of the principals to let him go to this high school. And he was like, I'm only going to do it because...
Mom said, begging.
Yes, and then I had one of the pastors from the church I was going to talk to the principal.
Gotcha.
So he spoke on my behalf.
Did he graduate?
Oh, he graduated, but it was a journey.
No white suit?
No, was blue. It was blue.
You should have got him a white suit.
No, he wanted to wear something else.
So he graduates high school.
Yeah.
Now what?
Graduates high school. This is where I transitioned to in my life. I no longer want to be in Illinois.
Okay.
So I stayed.
Did your mom still in Omaha?
No, my mom's back in Illinois.
Okay.
She back with Bubba.
She back with Bubba.
So I was like, what do you want to do? Do you want to go to school? What's the plan? He's like, I don't know yet. So I said, okay, I'm going to give you 6 months, and let's figure this out. He got a job. Then he's like, okay, Mom, I don't want to go to school. I said, okay, well, I'm going to move. I'm going to move to L.A.
Why L.A.?
That's where dreams come true.
I'm not arguing with you. You can't get discovered. You know what I'm saying?
That's where dreams come true, and the weather.
I agree. So you move. So 6 months is up. He wants to stay.
So he stays. I said, let me get situated. Stay with grandpa and grandma, so I can get situated, and then I'll bring you out. But first, you got to get situated. But you got to get your life together. You're not gonna get to LA and not do nothing.
So you go to LA first.
Yes.
And you moved to LA.
Moved to LA with nothing, just my car and everything. Didn't know
You got in the car and just drove.
Yep. Just woke up in the middle of the night to my mom. I'm moving.
Today's the day.
Yeah.
What was you driving?
Everything. Huh?
What were you driving?
A Kia Forte at the time.
A Kia Forte.
Yep. Put everything in the car and just drove.
Did you have a place?
No, had nothing.
Set up?
Nothing.
So you drive to LA. That's probably like 14, 16 hours?
That's a day. It's
I
almost
don't know.
It's almost 2 days.
So, okay, so what are you thinking as you're driving to LA?
What the hell am I doing?
But you kept going.
I kept going.
And you got there.
Got there.
And you pull up, did you sleep in your car or something?
So when I pulled over the first time, I think I forgot what state was I in. I forgot what state I was in. But all the hotels were sold out. And I was like, are you serious? So I had to sleep in my car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you kept going. When you make it to LA,
I make it to LA.
what do you do?
I get to the Holiday Inn by the airport.
I've stayed there before.
Okay, where the McDonald's is, right?
Yep.
Okay. The lady's like, okay, check me in. She looks at me, she goes, are you okay? She goes, I can see something's wrong with you. I said, wait, where am I? And she goes, you're at the Holiday Inn in LA. And I literally fainted at the desk because I had just a panic attack. Because I just can't believe I just got in my car.
And you were just tripping that you really did it?
Yeah, and I don't know anybody here. And I don't have an apartment. I don't have a job.
Nothing.
Nothing.
But you turned around and made it happen.
Yeah, so they got me up back into my room to make sure I was okay. But yeah, and then the next morning I got on the hustle, tried to find a job.
That's initiative.
Yeah.
So you get settled in LA.
I get settled in LA.
You send for the boy?
Not yet, because I'm still getting, LA is not a cheap city to live in. So I got to get situated. So I went through some jobs first, and then I found it, and I landed a really good job. Then he gets shot.
You get a phone call that said your boy was shot.
Yes. So this girl, okay, one of his female friends said, this is exactly what she said to me. She calls me, and I'm watching this movie, and I'm literally like, oh, God. It was a young kid, and he was going to prison. And I was like, God, please don't let my child ever go to prison. And I literally was watching this movie, and I got emotional. Then I got a phone call late. It was like 2 a.m. my time. And this girl says, Miss Tiffany, she goes, literally like this, she's pausing like this. I don't know, but I think your son just got shot on Snapchat. I said,
On
what?
Snapchat?
She goes, I saw the video. And she goes, I think that's your son laying on the ground. I said, what? She goes, I'm not sure if that's him or not, but I think that's him in the video. So I instantly was like,
You called his phone?
no, I didn't, because he didn't answer his phone. So I make other phone calls. So I called my homeboys, like, that's in the street. I was just like, y'all need to go see what's happening. Then I called my other friend. I was just like, can you go over here? Then I called my mom and dad and said, y'all need to go to the emergency room to see if he's in there.
And it was him?
And it was him.
How do you get shot on Snapchat?
Whoever shot him recorded it. Yeah. And that's how we found out he was shot.
And they took him to the hospital?
Took him to the hospital.
Where did he get shot? In the arm, the leg, the chest?
Yep.
You fly back home?
Man, I'm up all night. I'm pacing back and forth, pacing. I have a big family. So the hospital was flooded with all of my family members in the lobby. So they have me on speakerphone. So my cousin is like, Tiffany, the doctor's coming out. So they put me on speakerphone. My mom is right, my mom is like, okay, Tiffany, here comes the doctor. And all I hear from the nurse, sorry, but he's not gonna make it. My mom faints on the phone. My cousin grabs the phone and she goes, your mom just fainted. She says, your dad is just walked away. And so she says, everybody in the hospital, it's like I just heard people screaming. And I just hung up. And I'm a believer, so I believe in Jesus, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and all of them in the Bible. I laid out before God. And I said, you can't take my baby yet. This is my only one, you can't take him yet. And Still, I called my mom, no, she didn't pick up. My cousin was just like, she goes, I don't know what's gonna happen. So I get on the flight, I get Wi-Fi on the flight, and they say you're gonna make it. And I land, go straight to the airport, or go straight to the hospital. And I wasn't supposed to see him, but the nurse was like, you just got off the flight, because it was like really late. You know, you got the hours, the visiting hours.
You go in and you see your baby.
Yep, he can't talk, he can't move. Only thing that moved was his pinky. And I grabbed his pinky.
So he comes out of the hospital, he heals up. Mm-hmm. You take him back to LA with you?
No, not yet, because he has to like go to a doctor's appointment. So he stays with my parents, because he says, Mom, let me figure it out. I got it. I was like, okay. So we're planning on him to come to LA around 2022. That was the plan.
So you go back to LA, he's recouping with
Yes,
grandparents.
and then he gets a new job, bought himself a car, was just doing great.
You get another phone call.
Yes.
What's this one say? He's in Cook County?
Yeah.
What are you thinking now? Cook County's like not a good stop.
Yeah, I know. And I'm like, why? Why? That's all I said was why.
He called you?
Yeah, he called me.
He says,
That was the first rodeo.
Oh, he got out off that.
Yeah, because I got a lawyer.
You got a lawyer.
Yes.
And you get him out.
Get him out. And he's like, Mom, I'm gonna do right this time. I promise you I'm gonna do right. And the lawyer was $10,000.
Yeah.
So, family came together, came up with $10,000, got him off the case. Charges were dropped. Went back to work. 4 months later.
Phone rings. Mm-hmm. Back in Cook County.
No. He calls me, and he's crying. And all I said was, what you do? I said, what you do? He just keeps crying. I said, Damiani, what did you do?
And he told you.
Yep. He says, Mom, I'm going to be on a run.
So he went on a run.
All of the pandemic.
So you're in California, and he's running.
Yes. Where all of the world is shut down, and he's running.
He's running outside by himself then.
Yes.
So he runs for a while. Mm-hmm. Does he get caught or turn himself in?
He gets caught.
They bring him back to Chicago.
Yes.
He goes to court.
Yes.
What did you think when they called you and told you they found him? You got caught and brought back. Were you relieved or?
I was relieved because I was getting anxiety. Like, he was calling me from all type of burner phones. Like,
my mother told me one time, when you're in jail, I hate it, but I can sleep at night.
yeah, I couldn't sleep. That part I couldn't sleep. On the run part, I could not sleep.
Yeah, when I was out there running, she could not sleep.
That's when the whole George Floyd thing was happening. So I was already a nervous wreck.
Like, is he gonna catch him and get killed?
Yes. That's exactly the phone call I thought I was gonna get.
So now he's back in Cook County. He calls you and says, "Come get me." That's what I would have said.
Well, this one They
can't come get me this time.
Can't come get me this time.
Does he go to trial or does he plead guilty?
He pleads guilty.
And what was the plea deal?
So originally they were gonna give him 30 years. But I want to say this by being a mama. Sometimes we coddle our kids. This time, I was tired.
You got tired.
I got tired. And going to jail for what? You a good kid. You know better. So I got tired. So he's just like, and when he went to jail the first time, I said, this is my last time bailing you out. After you get in trouble again, you're on your own.
He got in trouble again.
He got in trouble again. The lawyer wanted $30,000 up front.
You ain't got it.
It's not that I don't got it. I ain't finna make it happen.
Again.
I
4 months later.
I'm not gonna make it happen. So this is where I said, you need to figure it out. And that was the hardest thing for me to tell him.
You told him to figure it out.
Told him to figure it out.
So he's in Cook County Jail trying to figure it out.
No, he's in King County. Yeah.
He's in county jail.
Yep. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, Damiani, what'd I tell you? I literally said, what'd I tell your ass? I've helped you out so many times. I can't do it this round. And he was just like, okay. He hung up the phone, and I just cried. And I said, God, figure it out. He figured it out. He got a lawyer.
You got a plea deal.
He got a plea deal.
And were you there for sentencing?
It was during the pandemic, so it was all the Zoom. Everything was all Zoom.
So you was on the Zoom?
Yes.
And what did the judge give him?
Well, they did the plea deal, so he already knew he was going to get. So
What was it?
10 years.
So what do you think when they said, your baby, your one and only, your knock-knock kid, just got 10 years, Illinois DOC?
When I heard the 10, it knocked me to the core. Because he is all I have. And I said to God, like, if he got to do the 10, I know you're going to protect him. It was hard, but unfortunately, you got to do it.
Did you regret not putting up the 30?
To this very day, I do not.
You don't think it would have changed him?
I think the way I don't want to say turn my back.
Tough love.
Yes, that's the word. The tough love I've given him since he's been in there is changing him. Because I don't move like I did before with him. I used to move, get up, whatever you did, yeah. This mama now, she ain't moving. Because this mama got a life. And I like luxury things. So, I like trips, vacation. 30,000, you're not going to put me in a hole. You're not putting me in a hole. Financially, I'm not going in a hole for that. For something that you knew better. And I raised you better.
And I think you'd have put up the 30 if you thought he would change.
No. My dad was tough on me. He was tough on me. I don't know why he was tough on me. And that toughness.
Trickle down.
Yep.
So he goes in. When he gets upstate, he calls?
Yeah.
How's the call? How's the first call?
The first call, we joked. We're both like little low-key, we're comedians. Our family's jokester. We like to laugh a lot. So he was just like, we just laughed. Like, just like, Mom. I was like, you good? He's like, I'm good. He's like, I'm going to get through this. The first call was fine. It's the years later them calls were.
What happened?
Because when he gets jumped, and I can hear it in his voice, the pain, the fear. You know, you got to sound tough in prison.
Right.
But the mamas that carry 9 months stretch marks and all, we know y'all. We know y'all. The voice, we know.
Call home scared.
Yeah, we know.
What do you do when you hear your boy call home scared?
Man, therapy. Therapy, Jesus, and wine. Because I can't go into depression. I still got to live. I still got to get up and go to work every day. I still got to be around people, my employees. So I have to pull it together.
How do you pull it together if you think your son's in danger?
Do you really pull it together? I think I just suppress it sometimes. I think I do. And I get it out in therapy. I get it all out in therapy. My therapist, she's paid pretty good. How many times I see her in a week, but yeah.
So, you get video visits?
Yes.
How are those?
The first one, first of all, I didn't know you couldn't wear a tank top in the video visit.
Come on, Mom.
The lady was just
I know
like,
you're in California, but come on, Mom.
because I was at home, she was like, ma'am, could you go put a sweater on? I was just like, oh, okay, my fault. Let me go back. So I went to go put a hoodie on.
You were living.
Yes, because it was 85 degrees that day. And I was on the patio. So I was like, okay. But she's like, no, okay. So we just both started cheesing and smiling. And like, because his hair is long. Now he has locks.
So what was it like seeing him on that video?
Like, it was just like, he's growing up on the inside into a man. He's no longer that baby. Like, all the features that I remember, gone.
Yeah.
It's just, now it's a man in there. Like, prison is raising him.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, good or bad? I don't like it. I don't, because I don't know really what they teach them.
Well, it depends on who you're hanging out with.
Right. So, I don't know.
So, how much longer does he have?
So, he has 2 more years left. Because out of the 10 he sent, you got to serve the 50.
And are you ready for him to come home?
So, yes. But he's coming home to a different atmosphere. He's coming home to something that I'm building for him not to have to struggle looking for a job. Because I think sometimes we, as mothers, we get caught up on like, oh, he's in prison. But what have we been doing this whole time while our child's been in prison? That is my main goal. It's like, what have we been doing? Are we just sitting to be sad, cry? But are we doing something that the gift that God has given us as mothers? If it's the littlest thing, like if it's baking cookies, start a baking cooking business because your child will be happy. Like my mom did something while I was inside. We're happy when they do something and they accomplish something. So why can't we do the same as mothers?
But is a job really his issue? Because he had a job both times he got in
I
trouble.
was just saying in general. So with my son, he's coming home to something different, like the platform of like the podcast. My son has been in auditions and all that good stuff, acting and all that stuff. He's done that. So I know the podcast, this is the lane that he would love to be in because we talked about it.
Gotcha. So what did he think about you coming here?
Well, you know my son is in a hole. He's been in a hole for 6.5 months. So I haven't heard his voice.
What is that like, not being able to hear from him?
Now you're really gonna make me cry.
Miss Tough Love. You haven't heard from your boy in 6.5 months. How's that?
That is the hardest part. It's because his voice is what gets me, that gets me to the other side every day. Hearing his voice, how he encourages me to keep pushing and keep going. But now I'm only getting letters. And the letters take so long. Like he doesn't get my letters till 2 months later. Like, and I get his letter, like it's just so, the process is long when I get his letter. And am I okay? I'm not okay. Because he's my son. The voice. He is such a comedian. He makes me laugh, and I'm not hearing that voice anymore.
If he could call now, what would you tell him?
That I miss him. That I miss him. And that I love him. And to know, his middle name is Nazir. And Nazir means defender. And I would tell him to keep fighting. And your mama gonna keep fighting too. I'm gonna do my part, and you do your part. But it's hard. So I think I would just keep saying how much I love him. But I have a feeling like when he calls, he's gonna shift. Because being in the hole for 6 months, I don't know what that does to you mentally. I don't know if the connection between him and I is gonna be different. I don't know who he's gonna be. That's a long time. 6 months, not hearing his voice. But I gotta get up and go to work and deal with people.
So you put the face on.
I put the face on every day. I do thank God. I know this is gonna sound crazy. I thank God for this damn dog I got. Marley. She has got me through the toughest nights. So sometimes I will replay old recordings of him that I have. I will
Just listen
replay
to
them.
his voice.
Yes. Yes. Like the birthday ones that I've recorded him wishing me happy birthday, for him saying, I love you, Mom.
So how is it when you see other people out with their kids? When you walk by and you see a mom and a son, or
That's gonna be me one day. That's what I say. It don't like bother me. I just always say, he coming home.
two more.
He coming home. And we're gonna be able to laugh. And go to dinner like we always did. And talk about life. That's a relationship we had since he was 5 years old. We would talk about life. We would go get a sandwich and just talk about life.
So it's been 6.5 months since you've heard from him. Mm-hmm. At what point do you cut him off?
What do you mean cut him off?
Say, I'm done. You got in trouble 3 times. You're in the hole for the 10th time. I'm done.
That situation, I don't know because I don't know how it's like to be in prison. I don't know the situation. So
No, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying, at what point do you say, I wash my hands?
I'm not washing my hands on that one. That ain't. No.
Of the kid. Just,
Now when you get out, no. We're gonna make sure we get this. We're gonna make sure we get this one right this
you
time.
sticking with him?
I'm sticking with him.
You ain't gonna let him. You ain't going through it the 3rd time. If somebody going the next time, it's gonna be you.
It's be me. Get the bail money. So I'm gonna put you on speed dial so they can call you.
They call me.
So you can get me out.
I'll come get you.
Okay. Yeah, no. I'm gonna rock with him to the end. But he gotta carry his weight too, though.
You ready?
I'm ready.
What do you think about the people who say there should be no phones or there should be no tablets for people in jail because they've committed crimes, they're bad people, and why should they have these things? They should just be punished.
They're still humans. They're human beings. And that's somebody's child. Guilty or not guilty. So the mama should suffer too? Like,
You suffer if they take away the phones and tablets?
I'm suffering now. It's been 6 months. I would suffer if they took it away, that I can never speak to him for the next 2 years. That's torture. That's torture on a mother. That one I would fight for, if that happens.
You think they should all get tablets and phone access?
Yes. Why to hear their mom, their family, if they have kids? Because what about the kids?
What do you think the impact of hearing his mother's voice does for him?
The impact?
For him, to hear your voice. To tell a joke with you.
That's how I know, like, he may be different when he gets out of the hole. Because my voice does something. Like the first time he went to the hole, when he was in the hole for like 30 days. Then when he heard my voice, he sent me a letter on the tablet, or the tablet, the text message. And he said, I needed that. I needed to hear your voice. Because I had to get my head right. So he needs to hear my voice.
And you need to hear his.
Yeah. We a team. He's just not just my son. We a team. We got stuff to do. We are a team. So he needs to hear my voice. His crazy mama, loud mama, he needs to hear my voice. I need to hear his voice.
So we're gonna tell the detractors that mom didn't commit a crime. Mom should have rights.
Yes.
And access to her kid.
Yes. Guilty or not guilty, we should have access.
You're not guilty of anything.
No, I'm saying the child.
Yeah, but
Guilty or not guilty, they should have a tablet. Access to a phone.
I agree. 100%.
Yes. 110%.
No smoke. So now that you've been here, now that we're hanging out,
Yes.
what do you want to say to other moms?
What do I want to say? So much, but I'm going to keep it short. I want to say, don't give up. I know the journey is rough, but there's a purpose in this pain. There's something on the other side for the mother and the child. I don't know what it is, but it's something. It's almost like diamonds. Diamonds is built under pressure. And being in the seat of having a child incarcerated is pressure. But at the end, it's diamonds. So you got to keep fighting. You got to keep getting up. You're going to have your good days. You're going to have your bad days. But don't stay in the bad. You got to pull it together. Not even just for you, for your child. Because if you're not together, then the child, when they hear your voice, they know something wrong with mama. And how do they feel when they hang up that phone? And they're going back into a cell, and they know their mama not right. So we got to get it together.
How do you feel about, you created this weekend for these women. I just had a chance to be a blessing, but
yes, a major blessing.
I'm just, listen, you made it happen. This is your people. Did you see, this was your vision?
This was not my vision, but
You take it?
But my spiritual mentor, she's a prophet. She said to me months ago that I'm going to be with a lot of women at an event, like a retreat, and this almost is like a retreat. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
She says, you're going to create that. And I was like, oh, whatever. And then look at it.
You manifested it.
I didn't manifest it.
I didn't manifest. I was minding my business.
Yes.
I was jumping on and off planes, flying around the world, minding my business.
True, I know. I took action, not a leap of faith. I took action.
Right.
And I reached out to you.
So what's your next action you're going to take?
I don't know.
Now that you see how it works.
Right. I don't know. Like, I need to embrace all of this that just happened. Like, this is like an aha moment. Like, wow. Like, every mother got to share their story, their journey, and nobody really hears them. But they got to do it on Hope Media. That's major. Now people are going to know, like, mothers do have voices. So that alone I'm at awe. Thank you to you. Like, thank you. Truly appreciate and grateful. Like, so me and Jesus is really cool, you know?
Okay, what do you say to you? You talked to me once upon a time.
Okay, so let me tell you, I'm one of his favorite kids. God really gonna bless you, just based off of this alone. Like, I don't know what he has for you, but this alone, just God's grace and mercy is all over you, and the favor of God is on you. So that God is gonna bless you beyond measures. I just want you to know that.
Thank you.
And you better receive it. Okay, because
I took it.
Okay, you better.
But real talk, I wish my mother had this when me and my brother was inside. And she's scrambling, running around, trying to figure it out, dealing with her life, trying to have a life, and embarrassed, ashamed, broke, trying to pay for phone calls and Christmas packages and who knows whatever else. And just wasn't there.
And she probably put her life on hold.
Oh, she put her life on hold.
See what I'm saying? That alone is a lot.
So this weekend for me is a tribute to my mom.
And she's smiling down on you. You know that already.
100%.
You know that.
She's like, yo, don't quit. Because when I was inside looking and acting crazy, she was like, don't quit. I did 2.5 in the hole. Every day, 2 years, 6 months. Lock cell. Know what got me through? My mother's favorite song. Well, the song that became my favorite I got from my mom, Amazing Grace.
Okay.
Took me straight through 2.5 years. For all the chaos and all the trauma and all the drama that's happening around me, my mother's song walked me straight through it all. I'm a horrible singer.
Yeah, please don't sing.
I'm not going to sing.
Okay.
You couldn't pay me to sing.
Okay.
But I sang it. Everybody down there was on medication, banging their heads on the wall, going crazy anyway. Somebody paid me no attention. So I just kind of hum it to myself or sing it in my head. And it works. And we want you to know, moms, that we bounce back. We become what you expect of us and then some. So when I got my office at Harvard Law School, She was ecstatic. I got an office at London Business School. She was ecstatic. My son came, and he's flying around the world, and he's been in 23 countries before 18. She said, I told you. That's one of mine. That's one of mine. And mine's win. I went to a seminar last night. There was like 300 people in the room when I left here, and I stopped by my buddy's seminars, 300 business people. They're all in the room, and they're all studying their business stuff. He said, Dre, you want to speak? I came to the front of the room. They're all doing well. I said, nothing for nothing. I got more money than all y'all. Nothing for nothing. I'm saying, I got more contacts than all y'all. Nothing for nothing. I'm saying, I spent 14 years in the penitentiary, and I got one question. How did I get ahead of you? Because ain't none of y'all been to jail. But y'all sitting here listening to me right now. Don't believe because people are free that they're doing great. Sometimes we got to go down, get the real lessons, come back, and come out super focused.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I said, I'm ahead of everybody in this room. The craziest thing, I said, you get by giving. I give, which is why I get. And I have funny moments. I think in my head. I don't talk out loud. I'm in the airport. I'm sitting in the airport, Delta Lounge. 200-300 people. Nothing for nothing. My status is Delta 360. It is the highest status you can have.
I know.
Full stop. So I'm saying to myself, I got more status than all these people. Suits, ties, jackets, this, that, the other. I am #1 person in this lounge. The dude who spent half his life in jail. Now I'm out here living right, doing right. I'm just sitting there in my head. I'm just like, everybody in here, status-wise, I got them beat in their space. When I go on a flight, if I don't book first class, which doesn't happen often, you know what I'm saying, I'm automatically first on the list regardless whoever for the upgrade. I'm like, there's 50 names on the list, says A. Norman, #1. Because sometimes you can I can look at the flight, I'll book a coach, knowing I'm gonna get bumped up because I'm #1 on every Delta list. It's just like, yo, how did I get this? And it's just small stuff like that. I go to Avis, my car's on the sidewalk waiting for me with keys in it, my name. I get off the planes and people are sitting there with my name. I walk into a hotel, they, greetings, Mr. Norman. I go into the hotel room, my name's on the TV. There's candy or there's the only time I get candy on my bed or some fruit laid out for me. And guests, I'm like, I want you to know that your son's gonna have, it's there. I'm not bragging, I'm just saying.
I know.
It's
yeah.
there.
Oh, what's there? I know it is.
It's there. He will be received.
Oh, I know.
If he does the work.
Yes.
If not you,
No,
but
him.
he does the work.
Absolutely.
He will be received wherever he goes. And they will applaud him. They will not judge him. They will not talk about him. They'll be glad he's there. Because if you're a value add, that's all that matters. The 300 people I met last night in the room, they were trying to learn to be a value add. We walked in, we figured it out. He's had 10 years to figure it out and to put all that work together. While these people are going to work 8 to 5, 9 to 5, and running to the club, he's there studying. It doesn't look like he's ahead of them, but he is. And when he comes out, it's not even gonna be fair. It's not fair. When I come into the room, it's not fair. You know what I'm saying? I spent half my life under extreme pressure, struggling to be here. So I appreciate every second. And when he comes home, he's gonna have it. He's gonna have his crazy mom on the screen, stand screaming,
yes.
"That's my boy." But he's watching you. You know he's watching you.
Yes.
Well, he's in the hole, but when he gets out of the hole, they be like, "Yo, your mama on TV.
Yeah.
Your mama on the tablet." So now you got a whole bunch of kids. You done adopted half the prison system. They're like, "I'll take crazy mom."
Crazy mama.
Crazy mama's in the building.
Yes.
So on behalf of all the mothers you bless this weekend, by taking action and stepping up and leading the way. Your efforts are going to prove to your son's efforts that you can show them with actions, not words, what happens when you step up. Good things happen.
Absolutely.
And goodness is coming.
It is.
And you're going to enjoy it. My mother rocked with me for 24 years, and she was super happy every last day of them. You'll be proud to say his name again.
I know I will.
So, you ready to go? Anything you want to say before we roll out?
Thank you. I appreciate you.
What about to my 650,000 people, including your boy?
Just know y'all mamas love y'all. And we hurt. And the next time you decide, whatever you decide, think about us. The pain.
The stretch marks.
Stretch marks, the weight loss, weight gain, alcohol increase.
All that.
All that. Think about all that.
Make a better choice.
Make a better choice. The choice that you make next time, think about your mama. Whatever choice that might be, think about your mom.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is your host, Andre Norman. This is Hope Media. This is the Mom Edition. This is the Queen Mom who put it all together. Lady Tiffany came all the way from California to GA to let it be known that all of you are loved in real time, no shade, no shame. Stand up, step up, make better decisions because your life and your decisions impact a lot more people than you realize. Maybe you do realize it, but now you need to be accountable for it. So until the next time, until we keep flowing and going, man, just know, Mon Dukes is nothing better. So I will see you soon. I will catch you on the other side.